I'm Casey, aka Queso, and today I'm talking about ENFPs. So I am an ENFP right here, probably quite easy to spot. I did the Myer Briggs personality test first when I was about 14, when I started doing psychology in high school. And I thought it was so interesting, and I got ENFP back then when I did it, and just reading the profile and things, I thought it was so interesting. And then like a few years later I did it again and I got ENFP again, and then I've done it like 2 weeks ago now and I got ENFP again. So I'm definitely ENFP, I think. I've not really changed over however many years, you know. Some people maybe fluctuate between personalities as they're growing up until they have like an established personality in adulthood. I'm not sure, but I am definitely 100% ENFP. So I'm talking today because I have basically become a little bit obsessed in the last 2 weeks with the 16 personalities. I find it so interesting. I've been looking up like, you know, actors, famous people, scientists, politicians, dictators, characters in films and TV, everything, looking at what personalities they are because I find it really interesting. So yeah, I thought it would be good to do a video about ENFPs from an ENFP perspective. This video is for people who are looking for an ENFP friend or an ENFP girlfriend, or are lucky/unlucky enough to have an ENFP in their family. If you want to learn more about ENFPs from an ENFP, this is the place to be. So first things first, we talk a lot. This is why my YouTube is never going to be more than a hobby, because I can't stop talking in these videos and my videos are way too long. We all know this, and then I go to edit it and I'm like, oh, should I edit this bit out? And I'm like, no, like I want to keep it in, like this bit should stay in. So then I just don't edit it out. So then my vlogs and other videos, they're all way too long, and I have edited stuff out of them when they're that long as well. So you can imagine how long the videos were before I did any editing. So yeah, it can be hard to get a word in edgeways sometimes with an ENFP because we'll just be babbling and babbling and babbling. I do have a problem sometimes as well, like if someone's talking, it's really bad, like I'll butt in. Not always, but you know, like when you've just got something on the tip of your tongue, you're like, I really want to say it, I really want to say it, I really want to say it, so then you just say it and you're like, oh no, like what have I done? Shouldn't have said it. So yeah, just watch out and tell them off if they're interrupting or being rude, because you know, it's not on purpose, but it's still not good. So you know, I try not to do it. And we talk very fast, if you've noticed, and I do try to slow down. Now I'm thinking about it, I'm slowing down even more than when I started this video, because I do know that I have a tendency to go off and I get like really like excited and that, and I just talk really fast and I have all these things going through my head, so I just want to get them out and say it all as fast as I can. So yeah, sorry about that if sometimes I'm a bit hard to follow. Just turn me down, turn the speed down if I am too fast. ENFPs are easily distracted, so I was going to film this video like 3 hours ago, but since then I went and got food, I played with my dog for however long, I was taking loads of selfies at a point because I never put makeup on if it isn't for these videos, so I was like, oh my god, wow, like document this as a memory. And yeah, then I was on my phone, then I was like, oh, should I watch some Netflix? And then I was like, oh wait, I need to do this video. So here we are a few hours later, and this is what it's always like. I get distracted so easily. I find that watching TV shows and stuff, I'm fine if I'm watching them with other people, but the minute I'm watching a TV show by myself, after one episode, two sometimes if it's really good, then I just get distracted and bored and I'm not watching it, paying attention, I'm busy doing something else. So it is a bit frustrating sometimes, but yeah, it's the way it is really with an ENFP. ENFPs live like they're in a movie. Obviously I know I don't live in a movie, but like I think that ENFPs really take a lot of influence from things that they watch and see, so sometimes it can be bad because things such as like love and stuff, you're like, oh, it should be like really perfect and always so passionate and always so like magical and stuff, when in real life you can love someone without it being like that 24/7. But yeah, that's something I've had to realise myself, because I think I have expectations from films and TV that I see, and like that the world's gonna be like that. Like, you know, I'm that kind of person, I'm in the shower, I'm really bored, so I start having like a two-way conversation with myself. This sounds really weird, I know, but like I love acting and stuff, stuff. So ENFPs often really enjoy acting. Like, I'll enjoy making up like scenes and things in my head, and but yeah, I don't know, it's not an all the time thing, but I think it's just because we're so dramatic. And that leads me on to, we are dramatic. I can have a tendency to make things seem worse than they are. I've said one of my famous catchphrases is, "It's all ruined," which is not a catchphrase that you want really, but like when I get stressed, I just really go into overdrive and I think everything's worse than it is. But then when I look back, I realise it's actually not so bad. So yeah, I'm one of those, probably, if I'm telling a story, you know, the expectation versus reality are very, very different. I'm making it out like, oh my god, like this was death defying, when actually there was no risk whatsoever. But in my head, I'm like, oh my god, it was terrifying. And that leads me on again to the fact that we get stressed very easily. So I think I am quite good though at handling stress now. It is something that I've had to work on, and obviously it does depend on the situation, but I do still get stressed quite easily when things are going on, but I do manage that stress quite well. I can de-stress quite quickly, and even if I can't, I'm quite good afterwards at evaluating and reflecting and like calming down, moving on from it, learning from it. But yeah, I do get stressed very easily. It's almost like sometimes, you know, when there's so much going on, I just get like a bit overwhelmed and I'm like, oh my god, like it just works me up a bit. So let's throw a few good ones in now. So I think ENFPs, again, this is from my own perspective, but we're quite good at understanding others. A lot of my friends sort of ask me advice on things, or even if they don't, I end up giving it them anyway, and I hope they appreciate it, but who knows. No, but I do think that ENFPs are quite good at empathizing with people, and even if they've not been through something similar, they're still good at sympathizing and understanding why people are feeling the way that they're feeling, and things like that. And I think it can be good because it means that whereas, you know, some friends argue a lot and in a relationship argue a lot, I think that I argue with people less than other people might do, just because I find it easier to see where people are coming from if they're upset or if they're being moody with me or whatever. So that's quite a good thing, I guess. Although ENFPs are emotional, I'd say the predominant emotion is happy, and I do think that it is quite good because, you know, I feel like my level of happy as well is higher than other people's level of happy. So even though when I'm sad, I might be more sad than other people are, on the whole, I'm happy, and my happy is very happy. So that is quite good, and I'm pretty lucky in that sense. So yeah, we're happy overall. ENFPs are highly opinionated, and it's because we're very reflective on ourselves. We're very passionate about things, so we take time to really reflect on our own opinions, on moral systems, and we cultivate our opinions so much that, you know, they're suddenly then these like really unshakable beliefs. And yeah, I find I'm very like, I want people to know my opinion, I want to get it out there because I feel so strongly about it. And that then brings me to the fact that we love debating, but we're not very good at it sometimes. So I absolutely love debating with people, but it's mostly because I enjoy getting my own opinion across and it reaffirming my own belief to other people, and because I have taken so long to create my opinions that I, you know, believe that they're good and they're like just and they're right, I suppose. So when I'm debating with other people, I'm like, I want you to know this as well. But the only downside with ENFPs is that sometimes it's hard to see opinions from other people's perspectives. So I find that people who I don't know so well, then I love hearing their opinions that are different and things. I love like learning, and I love learning about different aspects and things, because sometimes it will change my opinion or it'll shape my opinion in a slightly different way. But the closer I am to someone, I think sometimes I do find it hard to accept if they have a different opinion to me, just because I'm like, we're like best friends, or we're in a relationship, or we're really close family. Like, I just really want us to have the same opinion, just because I don't want conflict, I want harmony, I want us to like be together on something and agree on something. But that is very bad. Like, ENFPs out there who are like me, You need to make sure that you're open to other people's opinions and that you accept that even if they're not the same as yours, that's fine. You know, everyone's entitled to their opinion. No opinion is wrong because it's an opinion, and I have to remind myself that a lot. And it's not because I don't like hearing opinions, I'm just so passionate about my own that I get wrapped up in my own head, you know. This is a very honest video, I'm realising, a bit too honest. Like, God, I'm gonna put everyone off from ever wanting to be my friend ever again. So we are very like extroverted. I find I'm not good having alone time. Like, I've had to get better at it during lockdown and isolation, obviously, but I'm someone who really likes the company of others. I love talking to others. I get lonely very, very easily, but at the same time, ENFPs are prone to social burnout, so that means that I'll spend a lot of time with someone or a group of people and I'll be really enjoying myself, but then I will feel quite drained and exhausted afterwards, and then I will want that period of like time on my own. And on my own is when I like really get into thinking about things, and I'm definitely a deep thinker, so I do need that alone time, but overall I like to be with people. ENFPs also are quite awkward at times, so because we're extroverted and people say, oh, you know, you like being out with loads of people and stuff, then you must be the perfect social butterfly, you must always get on with everyone. As I said in other videos, I don't actually have tons and tons of friends, and I think it's because ENFPs are very, very honest, so we say whatever is on our mind, we just say it without thinking, and then that can lead to awkward situations where we'll say something that people are like, whoa, that's a bit weird, or why would you say that, or like, she's a bit strange type thing. So yeah, that's quite annoying because, you know, I try to always be friendly and happy and nice to people, but then I feel like I say dumb things all the time and then they're like, whoa, bye. So yeah, we can be quite awkward at times. ENFPs are not materialistic at all. I really prioritise my money for travelling and holidays, days out, also food, but I'm not really into like clothes, makeup and stuff. Like, I get what I need, I get enough to get me by, but I've not got tons and tons of makeup, I've not got tons of clothes. ENFPs also, I don't think, have a great fashion sense, as in some ENFPs I think are quite quirky and interesting, unique with their fashion sense, which is cool, but I feel like we don't just have one fashion sense, is what I mean, because some days I'll wear like really, really bright clothes, some days I'll wear really dark clothes or plain clothes, sometimes they got loads of patterns and stuff on. Like, I am more of a bright coloured person than a dark coloured person, but I just really have no fashion sense at all, so I don't follow any kind of strict sort of type of outfit that I'll wear or clothes that I'll wear. I just literally buy something because I'm like, oh, I think that's nice. Like, I don't know why I even think it's nice, but I think it's nice, so I just get it. So my wardrobe is completely random. ENFPs, I think, are really enthusiastic. They're enthusiastic about the things they're doing, they're enthusiastic about the things other people are doing, so, you know, I think we're quite good with our friends of giving them a boost and cheering them on because we're really happy and excited for the things that they're doing. So that can be quite good in an ENFP friend. And yeah, we're just quite bubbly and upbeat, and I think that can be quite a nice atmosphere to be around for people. I find most of my friends are actually introverted personalities, because I think maybe if I had a lot of friends who were really extroverted, we'd clash because we're always both trying to talk loads and all this, whereas like my introverted friend types, I sort of bring them out of their shell more and, you know, add a lot of enthusiasm, and they sort of make me calm down and relax, and they're good at listening and I'm good at talking, and we just work really well in that sense. On social media, this is just a random thing, ENFPs probably will be using a lot of emojis in their messages. They'll also say like haha every other sentence, and I use exclamation marks all the time. I never use full stops unless I'm being annoyed about something. No, but I always use exclamation marks. So yeah, we're very like expressive and emotional and upbeat through the way that we message as well. That's just a bit of like an analysis there to think about. If you're messaging someone, they might be an ENFP if they're doing those things, because we're all about emotions and feelings basically, so it even comes through over message. ENFPs really love deep conversations. We do like small talk as well, because like when you're having small talk it can be more sort of funny and relaxed, and for an ENFP, you know, they'll enjoy any kind of conversation because we're so friendly with people. But yeah, deep conversations are definitely what I as an ENFP enjoy the most. Like, we're always looking for something new to think about, something new to form an opinion on, something to delve deeper into and learn about with someone. So I definitely love deeper conversations. I love as well sort of testing my own morals and things like that. So I like discussing morality and stuff like that. It's quite interesting. ENFPs get very fixated on things as well. Like, obviously, as I say, the last 2 weeks or more I've been obsessed with the personality. So I've been watching loads of YouTube videos where they talk about all the different ones and like explaining the test and things like that. Not long ago before that I was obsessed with a certain game on PlayStation that I've played like 3 times over. It's like 20 hours every time just because I was loving it. Not long ago before that I was basically going through a weird obsession with zombies. So I played the Telltale Walking Dead games over and over. I was reading zombie books, I was watching zombie films, and I was writing zombie stories. So, but these things never seem to last very long, so it's not like a lifelong fixation, like we just have a few things we like or anything like that. It's like we'll find something and be like, oh my god, this is so interesting, like I didn't even realise how interesting this was, and we'll put all of our focus and attention into it until we've got bored of it, basically, until we've learned so much about it, or until we've oversaturated our time doing it, and then we move on to the next thing. So it's not good really, but I mean, it does mean that I'm always learning about new things because I'm always moving around onto different subjects, topics and activities and things. But yeah, ENFPs aren't really good at being committed to things, not people. We're committed to people because above all, people are the key for ENFPs. People are most important. So I did psychology and that's why I absolutely loved it. Now I'm doing children's nursing. It's about children and obviously their parents. But yeah, our relationships with people and learning about people and emotions and behaviour and why people do the things that they do and things, that is really, really important to an ENFP, and that is our overall focus in life, is people. But we do lack commitment when it comes to like activities. So I know, like as a child, I basically moved around from one hobby to the next to the next to the next, which again isn't very good because I feel like you're a jack of all trades but a master of none when you're an ENFP, because so many things pique your interest that you can't stick to just doing one thing or a few things. You want to do a bit of everything and give everything a go, and I'm finding that jobs wise, you know, I'm obviously studying to be a children's nurse, but half the time I'm also researching into being a politician or a social worker or a psychologist, or going working away with animals, or being a volunteer for, you know, aid for people abroad, things like that, a writer, an actor, anything, you know. I wish I could do a bit of everything jobs wise. So it's very hard for ENFPs to be satisfied with their careers, because as much as we do have these passions and interests, we don't like to just do the same thing for a very long time. But fingers crossed with nursing, obviously you can move around different sectors and things, so it should be quite good for me. And at the same time, you know, I'm of the mind that I'm going into nursing, but it doesn't mean I'll do nursing my whole entire life. I might go off and do some other things, and for me, I think that's fine, because if I'm not happy in my job, then I wouldn't be putting 100% in. But when ENFPs are happy and enjoying what they're doing, they put 110% in. Like, you put a lot of effort into what you're doing if you're enjoying it. So I think it's best to do something that you're enjoying, and if you're not enjoying, then don't do it. ENFPs are not good at adulting, so I will sit for literally like 3 hours just thinking about something really random instead of like cleaning and tidying my room or the bathroom or things that I need to do, because yeah, that's what I prioritise. So yeah, our priorities aren't very aligned with most sort of adulting and adult responsibilities that people have, so it can be very hard for us to keep on top of things like being tidy and keep on top of our sort of adult responsibilities. Like, I think I am quite good now with responsibilities. I've had to learn that with university, but it is still harder for me, I think, than other people, because I do prioritise like sitting for 3 hours deep in thought over like cleaning something or going and doing appointments and things that I need to do. ENFPs are silly and childish. I don't feel 22 at all. I feel like about 17, and I watch so many videos with people my own age and they seem so serious and they've got their whole life together, everything's going amazing, and I'm just like messing around and being really weird over here, like, oh my god, like what's wrong with me? But yeah, like obviously we can be serious, and I think in terms of emotional intellect I'm quite mature, and I always have been. That's from the point of view of being able to understand people, their feelings and emotions, whereas when teenagers were like bickering over really stupid stuff, I would just be like, I'm over this because it's all rubbish, you know, it's not worth you falling out over and things like that. But in terms of, you know, just messing around, wanting to have fun, then that's what an ENFP is. We are silly and we're weird. We don't mind just joking around, playing about, having fun. I give everyone like a million nicknames, you know, I'll dance around, sing around the house. And I know a lot of people do that, but I mean, we'll do that even in public as well with, you know, a group of people. So just watch out if you get embarrassed in public easily, because an ENFP is just going to do whatever they want to do wherever they are, really. And that is because we don't really care what people think about us. So I've always been of the mind that so long as I like myself, then that's good enough for me. I always try to be really nice to people. I try to be friendly. I don't want people not to like me. I would rather people like me, and I hate upsetting people. Like, I hate conflict and like hurting people's feelings. So it's not like that, because if I ever think I've hurt someone's feelings, I'm really, really upset about it for ages and like overthinking it and things. But I just mean that, you know, if we don't see eye to eye with someone, then that's okay. We're not going to be changing ourselves to impress that person, because we're very like confident in who we are as a person, and that's who we know it's easiest to be, so that's who we always are, is ourselves. ENFPs do well from having more logical personality types in their life, because we do have very like big and elaborate ideas of things that we're going to do in our life and what we're going to do. Obviously it means we're quite optimistic and we have high goals and expectations, and we're like, yes, I'm going to be the Prime Minister in 2 years, and yes, I'm going to win the Nobel Prize in 4 years, and yes, I'm going to travel to every country in the world after 5 years. So, you know, we do set high goals, but a lot of them probably are unattainable, and we really have this idea in our head that we're gonna do so much and we're gonna change the world and things. And I do think it's good to think like that, because even if you don't achieve everything that you want to do, you're gonna achieve hopefully some of it when you're in that positive mindset. But we are quite unrealistic, and I think sometimes we need people to put things into perspective and bring us back down to earth and say, actually, this is going to be a little bit harder than you think to do that, you know, in that time frame and things like that. But yeah, we love helping other people and being caring towards other people. So like, I'm most happy if I'm helping someone else, because seeing them happy after I've helped them is what makes me happy. So I think a lot of careers with the ENFPs focus on helping people. Another area that people go into careers wise, I think, is creative sectors, because ENFPs are very creative, we're very expressive, and as children, like, I know I had an absolutely huge imagination. I was living in my own world and my imaginary games for much more years than most kids were, because I just had so much coming out of my head in that respect. And I love like stories. I always was reading and writing even back then. A lot of ENFPs are good at art and things. I'm personally very clumsy, but yeah, we like creative sectors. We like things that we can express ourselves with, because we have so much that we want to say. So if we can express it creatively, then that's perfect. I think ENFPs as well think of themselves as different, and they quite like that they're different, or that they feel different. Whether we are or not, I don't know, but we sort of think that we are. But we also think of that negatively as well, because I think ENFPs notice their differences between them and other people, so it can make it harder to fit in sometimes. So there's kind of half of us is happy and likes being different, because we want to be quirky, we want to add something new to a group or to a workplace, but it's also difficult because we do struggle sometimes knowing that we don't seem to always relate that well to people around us. We are very, very super busy. We like to do things all the time, always be busy, and then once we've done one thing we want to do the next thing, and then we want to do the next thing, and it can be quite tiring and exhausting for other personality types. Like, I know my boyfriend, he's a very different personality type to me, and he can find it very hard to keep up with me because I'm always on the go. I always want us to go here, go there, and do so many things, and he's like, whoa, like, slow down, like, you know, you're draining me here. So I do have to try and relax sometimes and take things a bit slower, because I just move from one thing to another so quickly and I get bored so easily, so I just want to be doing something different all the time. ENFPs as well are always living in the future, so we're not so much thinking about the past. Like, I'm not someone who really regrets things and stuff like that, so I don't really think about the past that much. The present, things can be going on that I really should be focusing on or even enjoying in the moment, but I find that a flaw really is that I don't always tend to be noticing it or enjoying it, or even if there's a problem in the present, I'm not realizing because I'm always thinking about the future. You know, I haven't planned what I'm doing in like a day or in the next week, but I've planned, you know, my kids' names, my house, what traveling I want to do, my wedding, my career for the rest of my life. It's that kind of thing that we're always planning for the future rather than being in the present. So again, it's something that ENFPs have to work on. I think it's good to really think about your future and plan for the future, but you also do need to enjoy and live in the present, because that's what really matters right now. So yeah, it's just bringing that focus to the present, and also when you're in your own time thinking about the future. ENFPs love traveling. I think it's part and parcel with loving people and finding people so interesting. I love learning about different cultures and different countries. ENFPs also just want to do everything and see everything. We want to tick it all off, so we want to see all the famous landmarks, we want to do all the activities that different countries have to offer and try different foods, and it's all about experiences and adventure for ENFPs and making those memories. I don't feel bound by, you know, stereotypical ways of living that society has put in place. I feel like I would just go and do whatever, and I would still feel successful if I've made plenty of really good memories over my life, as well as if I did well in my job, for example, because for me, memories are the most important thing. And ENFPs will literally talk to and befriend anyone. I remember I was working in Tesco, and this was a few years ago in the summer, and I was waiting for my bus sitting on this bench, and this old man was there, and honestly I was chatting to him for about half an hour, and then like the rest of the day I was just thinking about our conversation. I was like, oh my god, he's made my day, like he was so lovely, like I've learned so much about him, like oh wow, and I still remember him now. So it's our interactions with people that really stick in our mind, and a conversation with someone, you know, can really make our day, and hearing about things from another person, we just love it. We just love talking to people. We're not nervous to start a conversation with a stranger. We just want to be friends with everyone basically and get on with everyone as much as we can. ENFPs are also massive romantics. We love going on date nights and days out. We love romantic gestures. We love gifts and things like that. And also another thing is we absolutely love planning dates and planning days out, planning gifts for people. I absolutely love when someone's birthday's coming up, because I spend so much time trawling through the internet, like oh my god, what can I get? I'm like, this is so exciting, or like, can we go on a day out or do this? Like, I know with my boyfriend, like I planned a couple of holidays for us, because absolutely I'm awful at planning, as I say, realistic important things, but if I'm planning a holiday and things that we're going to do and where we're going to stay and everything, I'm having the absolute time of my life. And I really like to try and be thoughtful with gifts and things, so I absolutely love really getting into it, thinking about what I want to get them and the meaning behind the gifts I'm getting them and things. So yeah, we're very romantic, we love planning in terms of getting people presents and arranging days out and things. So I guess that's one positive for us. And I guess to finish, we are just very honest. I mean, I'm sure you've probably noticed if you've watched quite a few of my videos that I am very honest and open. I really don't like fake people. I mean, I guess I don't know many people who do like fake people, but I feel like I can spot someone who is fake a mile off, and I just can't be doing with it. I'm not about that life. I just like being honest and being true to myself, and I like just saying whatever's on my mind, and people can take that as they want, and hopefully things I say don't offend people, or hopefully things I say are good advice and things for people. But yeah, ENFPs do find it hard to hold back on what they're really feeling and thinking, which is a good thing, and it is also a bad thing, obviously. So yeah, this has been very jumbled like all of my videos tend to be. I try to make categories for myself, but I never really stick to them and everything blurs together. This video is also probably going to be very long, and I thought, oh, it'll be like a 10-minute video, you know, just like boom, 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 saying everything. But no, I've just gone on a tangent. I've over-explained everything as I always do. But yeah, I really do hope that you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more things about ENFPs, I could do sort of more specific videos about certain scenarios and things with ENFPs. I might also do some like funny videos about stereotypical traits of ENFPs and sort of like a parody spoof kind of video. So yeah, if you want to see anything like that, then please let me know down below in the comments. And I really hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you soon. Bye!